Hi everyone! So first video review for this week is for Lay Reviewers April book club read, which was 13 Hours by Meghan O'Brien. If you want to check out my Goodreads review, I did just post that a few days ago, so if you're on YouTube there's a link in the description below, and if you're on my Facebook page or on my blog then there is a link within the post. And this is the video review. So 13 Hours by Meghan O'Brien. Wow, how hot was this book? So for Lay Reviewers Book Club April month, we had the theme of erotica, and you all chose to read 13 Hours. I hadn't read anything by Meghan O'Brien before, and because of the current situation, I wasn't sure whether I was going to be able to join in with book club. And then Rach, who runs Lay Reviewer, very kindly got me a copy of the book so that I could join in and read it all with you. So that I could also do a review as well, because she just knew how much I was going to love this book, and she really does have a good rate. She really does know what I'm going to enjoy, and she was right with this book. It was really, really good. So it focuses on two main characters, Dana, who is a workaholic, and she finds herself in the company of Laurel, who a colleague has paid to dance for her on her birthday. But things don't exactly go according to plan, and the next 13 hours after they literally meet changes their lives, because they both sort of have to embark on this journey of attraction and take everything into perspective. They're kind of thrown together. There's nothing they can do about it. The situation's completely out of their control, so they really have to just get on with it, is how it boils down. And they literally have to deal with any feelings of attraction, lust, and come to a mutual understanding that they may have preempted each other a little bit and made some judgments that they weren't all correct. So they learn a lot about each other, and they sort of learn to trust each other. And for Dana, it's really a story about letting her defences down, that give her Ice Queen edge, because she does start off with that very much Ice Queen edge. And it sort of is one of those stories where it just sort of allows the characters to dive into their desires and wants and needs and express them quite freely, with that element of trust, which is really, really great in erotica. It really brings out the story, because there's a very fine line between erotica and it becoming something completely different, which Meghan has very much perfected in this book. She's done a fantastic job with it. So it was an interesting concept for a novel. I can't say too much about it because there's a big chunk of it that will give away the plot, and if you haven't read 13 Hours, I really don't want to spoil that for you. I literally thought it might be 13 chapters and literally 13 hours, but it wasn't. It was a whole lot more, and it was an interesting use of time. So to go with the title of 13 Hours, like I say, you suspected that you were going to get 13 chapters, 13 hours, and you got a lot more than you perhaps initially expect from the title. And it gives the story time to explore an initial relationship based on attraction between characters, that then can develop further into more of an understanding between characters and what would be conceived a relationship. So I think, you know, the plot really makes the story interesting, because it really tests the characters. It tests their patience and their trust in others, and that's for both of them, for Dana and for Laurel. There's a lot for both of them to get to grips with in this, and everything's not all as it seems. And I adored the way that Meghan managed to sort of keep it erotic, but also she managed to teeter it onto that whole sensual and emotional side of the scale as well, without it being too hot and too heavy. Sometimes it was sensual more than it was hot, and I liked that. And I loved how she built it didn't matter what type of scene she was portraying for the erotica parts. Most of it is erotica, so a lot of it is, but she balanced every single one of those scenes based, like, if you like, on a heat rating. The hotter scenes, she also managed to base them around the characters' emotions. So at no point was this just a book about sex. It was very much the characters, and they were very much involved and part of it. And it was a very delicate balance, but it was completely spot on in this, and it really gelled well with the story. So like I say, most of the way it's portrayed, the scenes are extremely tasteful, and they're a lot of fun. There is a lot of fun in this book. They really are exploring, like I say, complete desires and everything. But if you love erotica, this will really tick many boxes for you. And whilst Dana and Laurel not only discover truths about themselves but about one another, you're getting that whole experimental side of it as well, which is great. Like I say, they're giving into all their desires and trusting one another with what can be quite intimate experiences. So with Dana letting her guard down and trusting Laurel, sort of, they really get that chance to explore properly. And it was that connection between them that helped to really build the story into something more than what it would be perceived if you took it out of the genre and people just heard the word erotica. So it really did have a story around it, and Dana really let herself go. You know, that support from Laurel was key, that support between characters, and when she finally found reasons to enjoy life and not just work all the time, you know, it really gave good insight into her thought processes and her emotions, exposing her vulnerabilities, more so than Laurel's, but Laurel did have vulnerabilities as well, because she was quite confident but very elusive as a character as well. It took a long time to draw out some bits of Laurel and find things out. So I love the way it was all explored. Everything was explored: desires, fantasies, scenes, everything, in a very sensual and careful way, and it portrayed the really important message that you need to trust others, but you should only really do some of these things if you do trust the other person. Get to at least know a bit about them first, and be careful with your thoughts and feelings, and yeah, just it had some really nice touches in it from that emotional side, which I like. I really connect with the emotions of the characters, so I really love that I could do that with this. But I really enjoyed this. It's definitely a recommended story for any lover of erotica. It will tick all your boxes, like I said, but that touch of romance also makes it a great story if you like romance with a particularly sexy edge. So you get both from this, and it's a really it really can just do both. It's a great story, and I really enjoyed it. So I'll pop a link in the description so that you can go and grab a copy of 13 Hours by Meghan O'Brien. I hope you will. I hope you'll give it a go, and if you do give it a go, I really hope you enjoy it. If you have read 13 Hours by Meghan O'Brien and you want to chat about it, book club, we still have the event, so you can go back into that anytime and comment and join in the discussion that we were having there at the end of April, or you know, you can comment here, you can comment below. It's always great to hear from you and get your thoughts on books. If you haven't read 13 Hours yet by Meghan O'Brien, it's still not too late. I really hope you'll go and grab a copy if it's on your to be read list, or if you're interested in reading it. Again, please let us know. Please comment below, because I was interested to hear what you are planning to read. And if you do grab a copy, I really hope you enjoy it. Bye.